Hi, this is David with entry number 248, coming at you here in Gangneung City, Thursday evening. Tomorrow, yes, thank goodness it is Friday. That's one of the beautiful things about kind of a late start to the week, is that you get a long weekend and you get a short week, which is beautiful. Anyway, I was thinking, today was good, classes were fine. Had to chew out one kid who turns out to be a big crier, no surprise there, but everything else was cake. I kind of wanted to talk about something today, and I was watching some YouTube videos earlier, and I saw a video where a guy who supposedly dresses well made a video in defense of why he dressed the way he dresses. And I was interested in that because, one, he did, men's style, men's fashion, or whatever, it's kind of become, there was like a 30-year gap where it wasn't really talked about, where men kind of just dressed the way their wives told them to, or how ads kind of showed, and that was it. You know, in the 90s you had the 4-inch, 5-inch wide tie, huge lapels, terrible stuff. Everything was baggy and gross. You had the box toe shoes, which are terrible, and still many people still think those look good. Many Eastern Europeans, it's not a good look. But there's in a way, I think men's fashion has really become, or men's style, has really become quite in vogue again, thanks to one show. And if you watch this show, you'll know I'm talking about Mad Men. That show kind of recast the die for men in terms of how you're able to discuss style, men's style in particular. Even women's style back then was much better. You're seeing right now, if you're keeping up with this series, with this last season, the men's style in the 70s quickly transitioned into very wide everything. Wide lapel, wide tie, wide. It just was not a very, again, 70s were terrible for fashion. I don't care if you like hippie shit, that hippie shit was bad. Like bell bottoms and leisure suits, those were bad things. Afros, but on white people. Afros on white people. Sorry, I know if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but it was not a good look. Let's just be honest. But now in 2014, we've come into an age where men and women too, but men in particular, can come into their own in terms of how they dress. If you've watched a few of these videos, you've noticed that I'm not someone who dresses down normally. I think the least amount of clothes I usually wear when I've accidentally taken everything off and I realize that I'm just in my t-shirt. And that's about as low as I get, but I'll never leave the house in a t-shirt anymore. Even when I'm back in the US, I'm never gonna wear anything less than a button-down and pants. I don't really like shorts, but in Asia you kind of have to wear shorts in the summer because it gets relentlessly hot. But that's another thing. But in the US, I think it's really become okay to talk about what you like. So in this video, I know I've already gone on for a while, I'll just talk about what style suits me, and I think what style could suit everyone in general, and every man in general. It does not depend whether you're overweight or emaciated. You should always wear something slim, something that hugs your body. Even if you're fat, like I said, you're gonna look fat, yeah, because you are fat, but you won't look silly. When you see people wearing baggy clothes, they just look silly. And it doesn't necessarily mean things have to be skin tight, and I don't like skin tight things either. I mean, you should be able to, if it's pants, you should be able to pinch an inch of fabric off your thigh. If you can't do that, that's way too thin. Things shouldn't be, when you walk, things shouldn't be like flicking out when you're wearing pants. They shouldn't have enough fabric so that it so that by your ankle, the hole can like hit your back of your leg like a lot. Or like if you're in a windy situation, you shouldn't have fabric like flowing off of your body. It feels if you're very used to wearing baggy clothes like I was in 2006 or whatever, you feel when you first try on slim things that it's way too tight and constricting, but as you wear them, it feels more and more natural. And that's true with most everything. I mean, in terms of whether if you lived with someone poking your cheek, eventually it wouldn't hurt or wouldn't annoy you because it just becomes natural. But for men's fashion, yeah, just always go slimmer. And if something looks ridiculous, it's because it looks ridiculous. It's not cool. It's not fashionable. It's just stupid. Now, granted, there are outliers, and I'm not talking about outliers though. I'm talking about people who hit center or just left or right of center. For most people, slimmer and wear things that look classic. You know, if you see a huge pattern thing, those are probably the hardest things to pick because some patterns are good, some patterns are bad, just knowing how to choose them. You know, I don't like to wear a lot of flare. Some people nowadays, they over flare with how much stuff they're wearing. Like, I'm wearing my suit jacket, you'll never see more than one piece of flare or one piece of kit or whatever on my suit jacket, and that's a pocket square. I don't wear anything more. I do own a lapel pin, but if I wear the lapel pin, I don't wear the pocket square. I always go with a tie bar. A tie bar because this is the one piece, I think, unnecessary kit I really insist on wearing. A tie bar is a functional piece. If you watch Mad Men, in the 60s era Mad Men, you saw they wear their tie bar low because that's where you should have a tie bar. The tie bar here, honestly, doesn't do anything. And plus, I'm wearing a cardigan right now, so it really doesn't do anything. A tie bar is meant to keep your tie from falling into your sink or whatever, your food. It's supposed to keep it in place. When you're wearing a cardigan, you don't need a tie bar, but I'm wearing it anyway because I think it looks cool. That's it. I don't think anything else. I think it looks cool. You know, there are I could talk a lot more, but there are always functional pieces that every man should own, like a wool pea coat. Don't buy a cotton pea coat. That's stupid. Buy a wool pea coat and make sure it's thick and heavier than it looks. You know, buy a trench coat. You know, this is a rip-off of a Macintosh, which is the original tarpaulin trench. You know, certain things that every man should own. And when you buy them, always go one size smaller and then go up, and that's the one you should buy. So one size too small and then go up one. So keep trying on until you wear something that you can't even like button, and then go up one size. And that's where you should be. You should not be buying stuff that is really like, I mean, I can't really show with detail, but when you put your hands down, you can't see my hands when you're down, but the sleeve should not be like covering your fingers. Okay, your sleeve should be like around here. You know, and but that's for this coat. For a jacket, it should be a little bit higher. Okay, but you know, and then always tailor stuff. You know, keep it sharp, keep it slim, keep it a little shorter. Generally, if you think it's a little long, you could always go a little bit more. And so, you know, just keep things in mind. You know, I don't know, like, I'll have to do another video to summarize this more succinctly, but this is like an overview and basically a summary of what I think. You know, always go slimmer. If you're going to wear something light on the top, wear something dark on the bottom. Showing light on the bottom, wear something dark on the top. You know, these things, it should be natural, it should be obvious. If you're going to wear, there's certain things that are harder to define, to quantify. Right now I'm wearing a white shirt with kind of a flashy tie. But if there are circumstances where you could wear a flashy loud shirt and a flashy loud tie, but that is maybe only 10% of the cases out there. Normally, if you're going to wear a flat shirt, wear a flashy tie, flat shirt, and then an exception is you wear a flat shirt, you can always wear a flat tie. Okay, that's more classic, you know, like tuxedo or something. But I'll stop it here. It's going a little long. I'll talk with you soon, tomorrow, and thanks for watching. This has been entry number 248, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye.